Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to review and also quick unbox this awesome looking Android box. This is jam-packed with live TV and more, and this is called Magabox version 4. And this one comes with 4GB of RAM, 32GB internal storage, OS 10, 2x2 antenna, 10100 LAN, and 5G network. This video is YouTube friendly. To watch the full video, please visit our website or you can go to our Ramble page. And I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family. Make sure you click the notification, select all in order to get notified once we have a new video out. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to help you out ASAP. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. In here are all the components that are part of the box. It comes with this user guide, and once you open it, it will tell you exactly how you will be able to connect it to the TV, and also if you have a receiver, how that's possible. And also on the sides, on one side there's nothing here, but we will capture this all in the video, what is included and what this will support. It's all going to be here. Now, package content, we're just capturing it right now. And then the specifications on how much gigabyte of RAM it has, internal storage, what type of connection it has for the landline, and also what type of video codecs this supports. All going to be inside of this little guide, and there's nothing in the back. Now, it does come with an HDMI cable. It also comes with this power adapter, which is created for Canada in the United States. It is 5 volt 2 amps, and this part will connect to the box, and this part will be connecting to the electricity. It also comes with this remote, which is inside of a plastic so it doesn't get scratched up, and once you take it out, it has another plastic on top, and once you take the front part off, it looks really nice. There's a lot of brands that are using this remote and they're selling it separately, but this is really cool. So yes, you have the IR sensor on the top, but we will test to see if this really turns on and off the box itself. But you can see that there's a power, and you have all the buttons for your media player, and then you have the menu, home and return, navigation key with the OK in the middle. You have volume up and down, and then page up and down. And you also have the mute button, and you have the mic button so you can talk to this remote, which is really cool. And let's see if it's going to work. We're going to test that out. You have full numeric buttons here, and then you have some little buttons, so this way it will really work, I believe, for learning and more. There's a TV button, so yes, you can control your IR TV with this, and then some colored buttons in the bottom for shortcuts. Now flip it in the back, you have a full set keyboard, and yes, it works perfectly. But on one side, when you open, you're going to see your USB dongle. This will be connected to your box in order to make this remote work. And there is app pairing. If you ever get disconnected, don't worry, ask us. We will find it and we will update you. But it does take 2 AAA batteries, which is not included in this box. We're going to put this together, and this is how the remote really looks. And the big moment, which is going to be the box itself. Yes, it's sitting inside of a little plastic so it doesn't get scratched up, and we will take it out. This is how the box really looks. I really like that big writing on the top, and going to the front part of it, you have a nice LCD, and then you have a little light which has a little cut to it. I really like that too. This little edges are really nice too. Now, I remember a long time ago there was a company that used to make boxes like this, and one of them was the MX boxes, another one was the Armada. In this case, it was one of the best. And going to the bottom part of it, you also have, it's all made out of metal, by the way. It's very good and very cold. And you do have 4 little legs, so when you put it on the ground, it really sits and it doesn't really move. I really like that. All right, so let's go around it. So the top has their name on it. The front, you have an LCD, so when you turn it on, it will tell you the connections, also the time. You do have another little light, so when it powers up, you can see that. There's a SD card slot. This one is USB 3. It's just not colored properly. This is USB 3.0 port. This one's USB 2.0. And if you ever needed to reset the box itself or factory reset it, this will really help you out to take it to recovery screen. Now there is two big antennas, good for Wi-Fi connections. You do have AIR extender connection, which is not included in this box. You also have the SPDIF or optical audio connection for your stereo system. You do have a AV port, which again, it requires a extender. It's not included in the box. You also have an HDMI connection, a 10100 LAN connection. You also have a DC connection, which is going to be powering it up. And going on this side, there's nothing here, but once you flip it in the bottom, there's really nothing. There's no holes for ventilation or anything because this is made out of metal and it will really help you out. There is a name and then serial number, MAC address, which I'm hiding mine, and it does indicate in the bottom that this is 5 volt 2 amp. If you ever misplace the actual power, that's how you're going to be able to power it up. To power this up, make sure you connect the HDMI wire first and then the power, also the USB dongle that comes with it. If you look in the front, the time will come on, and this is what you should see. Once it totally boots up, this will change. As soon as you turn it on, this is the first screen you're going to be greeted with. And yes, you have a little animation that goes through and the main screen. So this is how the main screen really looks. So if I have to turn on my Air mouse, which this box does not come with one, you have their name really nicely written if you're connected via LAN or Wi-Fi minus LAN, and then the Bluetooth comes up. Now you have huge icons in the front, which really explains itself what they are for. Some little shortcuts in the bottom. You do see your MAC address in the bottom, which I'm going to blur out mine, and then date and time. So let's go one by one to see what they have. So number one is these apps. Now this part of it is made for YouTube friendly. So if you are going to watch this on a full, this will be played with. So go to all apps. And there's a lot of apps in this, but I have to mention that some of them we have installed. Now they have their own app store, so you can get some of these already installed. And most of them I got from Google Play Store. Next part is the regular settings. You can click on it and it will show on the side that what options they have. You can go through network, set up Bluetooth, and more is going to be here. Going down, you do have the regular browser. You can click on it, automatically goes into your Chrome browser. The next part is the regular folder. You can click on it and this is what you're going to see. So you can play not only with your local memory, which is going to be the box itself, also through your network, whatever's going to be available on your network, and also NFS share. And on the top, you can see what products you can share with. The next part is going to be your speed test. Now this is automatically taking you to the Chrome browser and automatically to fast, which is done by Netflix, and it will show you your exact speed. Now right now connected via LAN, so this is 10100 and you're only going to get is 94, so you cannot get higher than that at the moment. Next part is going to be the one that you can uninstall some apps. So if you do want to get rid of certain apps, you can click on it and automatically will delete it from your box. These are just little shortcuts that we have created, and there you go. So as soon as you go on it, it should be a little plus sign. You can click on it, and from here you can add or shortcut a app to this, and you can press back and automatically just going to be added, easy as is. So this is the main part, and now we will go through some benchmarking, and for that we will start with YouTube. Now I have to mention that the maximum resolution that this box can bring on the table for you will be 1080p using YouTube. Now when it comes to geeky part, here how it is. You can see that I am capturing this on 1080p. You can see it says 2.0 and there's 0 frame drops of 2780. The current optimal number is 1080p again and 60 hertz, which is really good. But going under the codecs, it is using VP9 and OPUS, and the color saturation and color numbers are really good too. But what I have to mention is that this box cannot bring you 4K while you're playing a 4K video. It's just going to get you 1080p, but with very, very nice and vibrant colors. And that will really going to work out. The next thing we're going to launch will be Geekbench. Now we have already processed this, so for single core we received 101 and for multi-core we received 305, which again is really cool for OS 10 right there. The next thing we're going to launch will be AIDA64. And here you go for AIDA64, everything shows really raw, so that's why we want to play with this one. The type says TV, manufacturer says Google, model says MG4, that means it's Magabox 4, and then going down you have everything that you need. So the installed RAM on this is 4 GB, and the memory total is right over here, and available RAM is really good too, which is right underneath of it. Now this comes with 32 GB of internal storage. You can see how much has been there, how much is available. Now the rest of them that you don't see here is going to be used as a partition as the actual OS, and also a little bit for recovery. So this way if you have to factory reset, you do not need to install anything on top of it like USB to bring the OS back, so it has some little space there. And the rest of them that is missing is taken care by apps that we installed, and the Bluetooth version underneath of it do say that it is 4+. Now when you go to CPU, it is all winner H313 and H616 in order to make this box run really smooth, and it is quad-core processor running on Cortex A53 on 1512 megahertz. And if you go down, the 4 cores are over here, and the ones that are sleeping and running is all underneath. CPU utilization on this is 17 to maximum 35%, but again it's really good. And if you look down, all the rest of the information that you need is underneath of it. Now if I go to display, this will bring you a native resolution of 1080p, but can go up to 4K and 60 Hz. And the GPU rendering on this is Mali G31, which is a single core processor running on 60 Hz, always going to be on landscape mode unless you can change it around. And also the OpenGL on this is 3.2, which means is if you want to play games on it, will run really smoothly. When we go to Wi-Fi, it is 5G band supported, and it will get you really good numbers. We will show you once we get to the speed test part. When we go to Android, you can see that this is Android 10 and the API level is 29, and all of the rest information that you need is underneath of it. Now when you go to terminal, they have done their job properly. You can see the CPU is right over here, so it is running about 55, which is really good. I have seen some that are running almost to 67. This is really cool. And then the GPU itself is the graphics card is also running same amount of numbers as the CPU, which is good. And then the DDR, which is at the bottom, is also about same number, all of them together. So that means as they have done their job properly to keep the CPU, the RAM, and the storage, everything under control so it doesn't heat up. And the next part that a lot of people are always asking for and looking for is going to be codecs. So under codecs, you can check from the bottom to the top. VP9 is there, VP8 is there, MPEG-4 is there, HEVC is there, H263 is there, 64, AVS is there, and also the all-winner video codecs are already indicated there, so that way that's why it's working so smoothly, is all going to be there. So OPUS and the rest of them that you can see are all there. And I've said about the AIDA64, and let's get out of it. So I have to mention that this box do support Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime TV, but you do have to get subscription from their websites, which means is Netflix, you have to go to Netflix to get a subscription. Same thing for Disney Plus, you have to go to their website to get a subscription. And also for Amazon Prime TV, you need to get an Amazon account, and you have to have access to their Prime in order to log in and use it on this box. Except that the app itself for Disney Plus is going to be HD, for Netflix is going to be 480p, and you do require to have an Air mouse. And also for Prime TV, you just have to log in and play with it. Maximum resolution that I saw was only 720p. So the next thing we're going to test will be some video playing to see exactly how good this box will play the videos. This is one of the first ones. Now this is 4K. You can see that automatically start playing it very nicely. Has a really huge map And I don't see any kind of pauses, even these little parts, the particles in the actual water. And there's going to be some birds flying here, and you can see it right over there, that it just goes really nicely and smoothly. This is a 4K video to show you exactly how good this is playing it for you. Now this is the regular 1080p video. You can see that there's no stop whatsoever. Plays it very nicely and smoothly. These are our stock videos, by the way. I'm playing this through every Android boxes to show exactly how good this will be playing it. Again, this video is local to the actual box itself, but you can see there's no stop to it, and it does play it perfectly for you. And if I have to bring up the volume, yes, it works perfectly with the voice, and I don't have any issues with it. Now the next thing and the last thing we want to go to will be the speed test. Now I have already processed this, so I'm just going to make it nice and simple in the middle of the screen so you can see this. But I have tried with the 5G network first thing, and this is the number that I've got is 149 for my download and 52.7 for my upload. Now where I am, I do have a gigabit internet. Yes, and 52 megabits upload. So that means is my upload is succeeding. My download is lacking a little bit. Again, does not really matter how many people are on it. I know that the channel is really good. You can see my idle time is really low. So this should give you some little details, but you can see that it was arcing up and down, and it got steady state on 149. It was 143 to 149. When I did it for the second time, I got a little bit lower, which was 147. But again, you can see that the arc just stayed down and just went all the way through, which is a really good number. Again, it's over 100 megabit. For my upload, it went over. Now remember that I have about 52, so this is giving me 45.8. Again, it's a really good number. My idle time went up just 2 points, which is understandable. Now when I went with the LAN connection, this box comes with 10100 LAN. So yes, it really works perfectly. You can see that arced properly went up and just stayed still for 94.4 megabits per second. And for my upload, it stayed on 37 megabits, which is really good. And my idle time was really low. This is what we really like. And then when we went for last time, it went up to 93.8. So remember, it does not go over 98 megabits, but this is a really good number again. Using your landline, and it stays steady. And then for your uploads, we got 43.9, marked up a little bit to about 50, then came down to 43 and stayed still. My idle time sounds really good and it looks really good. So I have to mention that these guys do still need to work a little bit more on drivers to make this work heartbeat to heartbeat. But again, this is still doing a great job, so you can purchase this box and it will work out for you. Alright, so the links will be available. We can order it from, except that. I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on the top, comment on the bottom. Always remember to visit our own website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and other social networking places. And thank you.